And we are live! Hey everybody! It is NCS Fan 001 here. Hey Connor, you remember Thomas and Friends? I freaking loved anything to do with Thomas and just trains in general when I was a kid. Brio was another big one for me as a kid, for sure. Am I sure I'm platinuming Thomas and not Charles? No, I'm platinuming Thomas, but the Charles face probably will get a little bit more engagement. Hey, Marcos, is this worth paying to get a platinum? I don't know yet. I haven't played it yet. It just came out yesterday. Or, no, I think it came out Tuesday. Yeah, this one came out on Tuesday. Coin Game came out today. I don't actually know how long this game's going to be either, so we will see. Yeah, I don't know exactly how long this game's going to be. But in terms of the trophies, they look easy enough. Like, complete all of the stories, complete missions with each of the different characters, it looks like. Then there's collectibles to find. Quite a few collectibles. And some kind of shunting puzzles that you have to do as well. So this should be an interesting one. Apparently it runs on like the train simulator game engine or something, which is interesting. So it might actually be a half-decent game. We'll have to see though. It's got like a 4.8 star rating currently on here, which is pretty good. Alrighty. Let's get it started. We're going to play the PS5 version. But yes, I grew up absolutely loving anything to do with trains. I was obsessed. I remember having a Thomas the Tank Engine game, but it was one of those where... which one? We'll just go with the basic looking dude. I guess we're gonna name ourselves. But yeah, I had one. We're gonna skip that. But I had one Thomas the Tank Engine game where it was literally like... Is that actually what the... I thought they were on the island of Sodor. Is that just the name of a place here? But it was a game I had that it was like... It was a Thomas the Tank Engine game. Their lips don't move. That's a great start.
Adventures on the island of Sodor, you will need to learn how to drive one of my engines. And I could think of none better than Thomas. In this short introduction, you will be taken through every step needed to make sure that Thomas is a really useful engine. And I'm sure you will be an expert driver in no time.
Okay.
Would you like to learn how to drive Thomas? Press the yes button to continue learning how to play. Or if you feel you are ready, press the no button to begin exploring Sodor. You can play this
sounds more like an Irish
again
accent.
at
Is this supposed to
by choosing
take
the
place in
introduction
Ireland,
to
not the UK?
Sodor.
Because that sounds more Irish. But yeah, it was a game I had. It was literally like... It was a Thomas game, but it was semi-open world. And it was controlled using like a special device that you would attach to your keyboard. And it allowed you to like... It had like a throttle on it, and it had a thing to choose directions and all that kind of stuff, and a horn. I had one for that, and then I had an even cooler one for a Tonka game, like Tonka Diggin' Rigs or something. And I have a really, really bad idea about what I could do if I ever find those things again, and use them as a controller for a different game. I don't know how well that would work out, but it could be interesting.
Hello, driver. Climb on board, and we can get started.
Follow the markers in front of you, as they will guide you to Thomas's cab steps.
Okay. Oh, so we're not just So there's actually walking around, too. Oh, man. If that's the case... Okay, so it's not... It doesn't look that big. It doesn't look like a massive, massive world. But if we can walk around the whole island, there might be a lot of collectibles, and this might actually take longer than I would have initially expected.
Before you can climb the step, this is Thomas's cab. Here you will learn the controls needed to...
Alright.
If you want a better view of your train or the line ahead, you can change between... You can change between this...
Alright.
There are many locations on the railways of Sodor where lines separate or join together. These involve a network of points that set the direction the train will be traveling. On the main line, most of these points are controlled by the closest signal box. However, there are yards and junctions that require the points to be set manually.
This is going to be like Choo Choo Charles in a way.
Are waiting at the station,
But less terrifying.
In order to reach Annie and Clarabelle, you will first need to switch the points so that it sets the correct track. You can set the points by climbing down out of the cab, walking over and interacting with it.
Okay. I actually have to open up the door each time. Boo. Is there a sprint feature in this? No, it looks like you just sprint by default. Hey, Chris, you saw the thumbnail? Yep. I'm hoping for good engagement forming out of that. Oh, okay.
You can also change
I wonder if I can make myself crash and die in this game.
Which can be accessed by pressing the key shown now.
Yeah, I wonder if I can actually make myself just, like, crash and die at any point. That'd be pretty interesting. Zoom feature. There's a crouch button for some reason. And it's a car. Can we drive the car? No, it does not look like we can drive the car. That is unfortunate. I cannot get in from that side. I can only get in from one side. Okay.
Excellent work so far. The junction is now correctly set. So it is time to move Thomas out of the siding and over to Annie and Clarabelle.
All right.
To move Thomas forward, press and hold the button shown now on the screen to increase...
We're going full speed ahead.
Well done. You're doing a good job so far.
Hey, he's not only going 30 miles an hour.
To slow Thomas down, press and hold the button shown to begin applying the brakes.
Okay, so it is going to be a little realistic in that way. The train doesn't immediately slow down, so the chance of, like, crashing and burning at some point might actually be a real possibility.
As you can see, the throttle has returned to zero. This means that Thomas is now ready to travel in either forward or reverse. To make Thomas reverse, tap the control shown on screen.
All right.
Remember to slow down when approaching Annie and Clarabelle. You should be going at no more than 5 miles per hour when attempting to couple to coaching stock and troublesome trucks.
How do I switch the track again? Can I affect it from up here? Alright, what happens if I just go full speed? Is it actually going to do anything to me? Watch out, trains! Get it right on the loose! It doesn't even do anything. So,
Annie.
you're
Hello,
supposed to
Clarabelle.
do it in a specific way, but the game actually doesn't care.
Hello, Tom.
Signal. Okay then, we're just gonna return home now, because I'm not replaying that whole thing again. So you actually can crash things and fail. That's actually surprising. Stories! Timetables! I think we have to play as all these characters for trophies. There are 80 collectibles. It doesn't let me switch over to the other things yet. Okay. Photo gallery. And a bunch of other stuff. Okay. Cool. Let's start the story then. Introduction to Sodor. Learn the key steps needed. Or is that actually... I guess that's the only one... No, wait, that's just the tutorial, so we don't have to do that one again, I don't think. Stories. Nap Fud. Oh, we actually do have to complete the tutorial. Oops, okay. Note to self, don't screw around. Because I really don't want to have to replay this. Doing a multi-world randomizer. Oh, no. The game's gonna make me pay for that, isn't it? It's gonna make me pay for that. Yeah, the game's gonna make me pay for wanting to be adventurous. There's no cutscene skip. Okay, so you definitely don't want to actually fail jobs.
And welcome to Farquhar Station.
Because
Before you can
there's no
start your
skipping
adventures
dialogue
on
or
the Isle of
cutscenes.
Sodor, you will need
They
to
knew
learn
that
how
people
to
were going to
drive
do
one
something
of
like
my
that.
engines.
They knew it.
And
And that's why they're doing this. They're just doing this to punish anyone that decided to do that.
In this short introduction,
I can't say I'm overly
you will be taken
surprised,
through
but I'm
every step
slightly surprised
needed
because
to
this is
make
supposed to
sure
be a
that
children's
Thomas
game.
is a really useful engine.
But you know kids are going to
And
do
I'm
something
sure
like that.
you
You know,
will
the
be an
adults are going to try
expert
something
driver
like that.
in no time.
It's Multi-World of Legend of Zelda Link to the Past and
Would
Pokemon
you like
Crystal.
to learn how to drive, Thomas?
Oh, it's like an
Press the yes
archipelago?
button to continue learning how to play. Or if you feel you are ready,
I've
press
seen
the
like
no button to begin
Attack and
exploring
Toucans
Sodor.
do a bunch of
You
those.
can play this introduction again at any time by choosing the introduction
So
to
I wouldn't be
Sodor.
doing this again, but there's actually a trophy for it. Sadly.
Hello, driver. Climb on board, and we can get started.
I didn't realize there would be a trophy for it.
Follow the markers in front of you.
So basically, we don't want to fail
This
in
is
this
Thomas's
game,
car.
because the game will punish us if we do.
If you want a better view of your train, or
So yeah, the
you
game will
can
punish
change
us if
between
we
this
decide
view
to
and
mess
the
around.
inside cab view at any time by pressing either of the controls shown here.
Okay, there it goes.
There are many locations on the railways of Sodor where lines separate or join together. These involve a network of points that set the direction the train will be traveling. On the main line, most of these points are controlled by the closest signal box. However, there are yards and junctions that require the points to be set manually.
Yes, yes, I know this, Mr. Hatman.
Thomas's friends, Annie and Clarabelle, are waiting at the station platform. In order to reach Annie and Clarabelle, you will first need to switch the points so that it sets the correct track. You can set the points by climbing down out of the cab, walking over and interacting with it.
So sadly, we are actually going to have to take things at least somewhat seriously. Because again, there's no skipping cutscenes or dialogue, which is highly unfortunate, at least not here. Alright, so we're gonna hit that.
You can also
I'm gonna mess
change the
around a little
points
bit
on the
more
map,
with like what you can
which
really
can be
just
accessed by
do
pressing the
in
key
free
shown
play,
now.
like free roam mode. Yeah, once I get out of the tutorial, I might mess around a little bit like that.
Excellent work so far. The junction is now correctly set. So it is time to move Thomas out of the siding and over to Annie and Clarabelle.
Sounds good.
To move Thomas forward, press and hold the button shown now on the screen to increase the throttle.
Definitely works better to be zoomed out like this.
Well done. You're doing a good job so far.
Lets you see a little bit more of the world a little more easily. Choo-choo,
To slow
motherfucker!
Thomas down, press and hold the button shown to begin applying the brakes.
So yeah, it's like a real train. They don't stop immediately. They take a while. Downloading a ton of DLC costumes for Kataria Fables. I feel like I've heard of that one.
As you can see, the throttle has returned to zero. This
I
means
didn't
that
know
Thomas
that's what
is now
zero
ready
meant.
to travel in either forward
thought zero
or
meant-
reverse.
I don't know, potatoes.
To make Thomas reverse,
I'm just a stupid
tap
kid
the control
playing this.
shown on screen until. Remember to slow down when approaching Annie and Clarabelle. You should be going at no more than 5 miles per hour when attempting to couple to coaching stock and troublesome trucks.
Fine, I'll do what you say. So I really don't want to have to replay the tutorial again. We'll mess around more when we get into the actual open world.
Hello, Annie. Hello, Clarabelle. Hello, Thomas.
To allow passengers to climb aboard, you will first need to open the passenger doors using the controls shown on the screen.
Okay. Oh, so we can now crash and kill like 10 people at once. Possibly.
There are other cameras available to use during your adventures on Sodor. Let's look at another one now. Using the button shown on screen, change to the free camera.
We can hold R3, then press the right directional button.
You are now
I don't know
using
if I
the
like
free
that so
camera.
much.
With this camera, you can freely fly around
Although
to
actually,
wherever you
that would
like.
be...
You are still able
That's
to
probably a
fully
good way to
control
find
your train
collectibles,
whilst
actually.
using this camera. And it's very
Because I
useful
suspect
for
that a
getting
number of the
good look
collectibles
at
are going
your
to be out and
surroundings.
about in the actual world. Yeah, I suspect that there's going to be some out and about
Move the
here in the
camera
actual
around
world.
so it is looking at Thomas.
Which means it might take a while to find all the collectibles in this one.
Now move the camera so that it is looking at me. Set Topham hat. Now
you
return
should
to
get
the
some,
inside camera view using the button
GLP-1,
shown
sir.
here. Remember, you can drive Thomas from both the inside cab view and the outside camera you were shown earlier. Good job. It looks like everyone has boarded now.
So if you're playing this,
You
don't
can
screw
go
around in the
ahead and
tutorial
close
because
the
you'll have to
passenger
replay the
doors
entire
using the
thing if you
controls
do.
shown
And I
here.
assume it's the same for the actual jobs. I'm going to save the screwing around for the actual playing of, like,
You've got a
exploring
green
open
signal,
world.
so you're ready to continue to the next station. Increase the throttle once again to move Thomas forward.
Let's go. We're only going 0.6 miles. These people... 0.6 miles? Why wouldn't you just walk that? There's roads over there. There's cows and pigs on a soccer field for some reason. Interesting. Hey, Connor. Hey, Robbie. Oh, the sound's doubling? Oh, hold on. I think I know what that is. My bad. I know what that is. Sorry about that, guys. I think I might have hit one of the other settings by accident. Should be good now. Really like Thomas and Friends? Oh, I love this stuff as a kid. Hopefully it's working now, though.
Remember to slow down as you approach a station you want to stop at, so that you come to a safe stop.
Oh, who cares if it's safe or not? I only do because I don't want to redo the tutorial. Land in the blue, because that's presumably the best place to land in. Alright.
Good work. Now open the passenger doors to allow the passengers to start boarding.
Is that going to be using the right directional pad? Yep. This man apparently does not like eating Thomas's butthole. I can't say I blame him.
It looks like you and Thomas make a great team, and I'm certain you will be an expert driver in no time. You're a great driver.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd be what you'd call a great driver. Trophy! There's our first trophy. Let's go. Alright, so our next adventure, Thomas and Gordon.
Thomas and Gordon. Thomas is a tank engine who lives at the big station on the island of Sodor.
Gee, I never knew that.
He has 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy dome. He is a fussy little engine too, always pulling coaches about, getting them ready for the big engines to take on long journeys.
Oh, guys, somehow I still have a perfect bracket in the bracket challenge on ESPN.
When trains arrive at the station, he
Which is
pulls
pretty
the empty
awesome.
coaches away so that the big engines can go and rest. Thomas thinks no engine works as hard as he does. He loves playing tricks on them, especially Gordon, the biggest and proudest engine of all. Thomas likes whistling cheekily at him.
Now we're gonna have to outrun him or something once we prank him. Thomas is a dick.
Wake up, lazy bones. Why don't you work hard like me?
Why do their mouths not move? Dang, Thomas, you're a dick. Honestly.
One morning, Thomas found it hard to wake up. His fire went out, and there wasn't enough steam. It was nearly time for the express, but the coaches weren't ready. At last, Thomas started.
But I had another train game that I loved when I was a kid. It was the Lionel Traintown game.
He fussed into the station where Gordon
That game was
waiting.
amazing back in the day, and it still holds up to this day.
Hurry up, you, said Gordon, and bring me my coaches. Hurry yourself, replied Thomas. Yes, said Gordon, I will.
Okay. I didn't check to see if the tracks had switched or not. Perfect! So now do we go backwards? I'm getting the hang of things. Well, at least a lot of the tracks are, switch on their own. And it's talking about speed limits there. There are no speed limits in my game. I will drive my train as fast as I feel like driving it. I wonder what the chances are this game gets DLC. Yeah, I wonder what the chances are that this game actually gets DLC at some point. Couple to configuration, 5 vehicles. I do like that it's automatically controlling things. Yeah, when we actually get out and do some real exploring, I'm gonna see how much you can actually get away with in this game. What's that random red dot on the back of this train car? Do these ones have faces on them? Nah, these don't have faces on them. Hopefully we get some faster trains, too. Wasn't there an evil one called, like, Diesel or something? From what I remember of my Thomas the Tank Engine lore? I think I remember that from the old Thomas the Tank Engine lore. Also, where's the big engine at? Oh, there he is. So he was doing some shuffling around as well. Has anyone ever heard, like, there's theories about Thomas the Tank Engine that it's like, what you call it? That it's like, it's actually, they're all slaves to Mr. Topham Hat. And that's basically the whole theory, is that they're all just slaves to Mr. Topham Hat. How much further back do I have to go? Ooh, we in the dark. I'm just gonna have to guess at the destination. It's rather dark in here. Moving under the speed limit. I love how you get rewarded for that. Which means, naturally, I'm not always going to do so. I think as long as we don't, like, accidentally go, like, completely over. Yeah, I think as long as we don't, like, accidentally overshoot things, we should be fine. Hey, Cassie? Just need 3 more trophies for Yakuza Pirates in Hawaii, 5 more for Marvel Rivals. Nice! Okay, I really don't want to risk accidentally going over anything. I don't like not being able to... Okay, yeah, I don't really like that. There's no... Okay, there it goes. Yeah, there's no way to switch cameras while you're inside of a tunnel, which is... I guess it kind of makes sense as to why. They probably didn't have the budget to render that. I will be very curious to see how much we actually have to get out and explore on foot to find everything. Oh, I might be coming in a little fast. Actually, not bad.
Gordon hadn't forgiven Thomas for waking him up from this nap. As soon as the last passenger had climbed on board, he started up so quickly that there was no time to uncouple Thomas.
Uh-oh. Head to the next stop to teach Thomas a lesson. Hey, like I said, Thomas was being kind of a dick, so you know what? I don't blame Gordon here for not being happy about that. So they've been like fuel mechanics and stuff? I guess not. So I guess you don't have to worry about fuel or anything. I'm doing everything without boosting. Managed to get the hardest trophy in the game, so I need to get the second hardest one. Gotcha, gotcha. For Marvel. Ooh, this is a long drive.
Stop! Stop!
Clearly you're not that frightened if you're just saying stop in a
Old Gordon.
rather monotone voice there. How fast can our big... If that thing goes up to 125 miles an hour, then there must be some faster trains. And you have to actually keep holding it down. Moving under the speed limit. Well, what is the speed limit? I haven't seen a speed limit sign anywhere. Up to 54 miles an hour, okay. I still haven't seen a speed limit sign anywhere. And shouldn't it be in kilometers per hour? Because this is, like, British. I definitely want to get into some of the open world exploration, though, and just actually see what I can manage to do, what they allow me to get away with in that. I can't see anything. There better not be another train on the other side. Captain America one is known to be ridiculous since his ult hardly does any damage. Hopefully the enemy team was trash. Okay, nice. Because I remember it was like that one and maybe like the Black Panther one. Or some of the harder ones.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! Laughed Gordon. Poor Thomas was going faster than he had ever gone before.
Dang, so we're like actually like torturing him.
Hurt him, but he had to go on.
Yeah, we're actually like torturing him. His engine isn't built to go 80 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour, but it looks like we've about maxed out on speed for Gordon here. Yeah, it looks like that's his max speed. I might have to write a trophy guide for this game. I'm not gonna lie, this is fun, but me as a little kid would have just... Oh my god, if I was playing this when I was like 5 or 6 years old or just any young age, I'd be having the time of my life. It's a very calming, relaxing game as well so far.
Express coming through. Stop, please.
No, Thomas. It is time for you to learn a lesson. To the guide, heck yeah. You must learn a lesson, Thomas. Do not be a naughty little train. Very calming game so far. Okay, but it does look like it's not like an insanely massive world. Now we're going 76 miles an hour. 77. $79. Can we get 80? We hit 80. Let's go. But I actually do have to stop and slow down, and trains take a while to slow down. Oh, this could be bad. He is not slowing down at all. This is bad. This could be bad. Okay. He is not slowing down. Okay. That's not good. So, for a children's game, it's
Thomas
punishing.
and Gordon. Thomas is a tank engine.
So if you
who
screw
lives
up
at a big
one
station
time,
on the
you have to
island of
replay
Sodor.
the whole mission.
He has 6 small wheels,
I thought this was a children's game!
a short stumpy boiler.
You can't skip this either! That's the worst part, you can't skip this! Oh, wait, maybe I just did.
He is a fussy little engine too.
No, you can't!
Always pulling coaches.
Oh my god, why would you not let us skip this?
Engines to take on long journeys.
I'm not used to train sim games. I don't know how fast I'm allowed to go. I tried slowing down a
And
reasonable
when trains
time.
arrive at the station, he pulls the empty coaches
It takes them over a
away
mile
so
to
that the
stop.
big
It takes them like
engines can
2
go
miles
and
to
rest.
stop. Dang.
Thomas thinks no engine works as hard as he does.
Yeah, man, kids would probably
He
get
loves
pissed
playing
off at
tricks on
this.
them, especially
I'm a kid, I just want to drive the train as fast as possible.
Engine of all.
Yeah, if I'm a kid playing this, I just want to drive the train as fast as possible. So if I was a kid playing this, I'd probably only play the open exploration mode. And probably wouldn't even touch the story mode if it's like that.
Wake up, lazy bones. Why don't you work hard like me?
Fine. I will take it seriously. If I must take it seriously, I will take it seriously.
One morning, Thomas found it hard to wake up. His fire
Yeah, I could
went
see
out,
kids actually
and there
getting, like,
wasn't
very
enough
pissed off
steam.
at that.
It was nearly time for the express, but the coaches weren't ready. At last, Thomas started.
No, I hate saying this, but Chapel Hill actually needs to win. If I want to keep my perfect bracket. BYU's gonna get... Well, no, there's a lot of time left in that one.
He fussed into the station where Gordon was waiting.
Well, I think very soon my remaining...
Hurry up, you!
My best
said
bracket's
Gordon,
not long
and
gonna be,
clean my coaches.
perfect anymore. It's not like I'm
Hurry
expecting a
yourself,
perfect bracket,
replied
but
Thomas.
it would be pretty cool to have. Yeah, I think you actually win a prize if you get it.
Yes, said Gordon.
You win like a share of some
I
money if you
will.
do. Okay, note to self. We're actually going to have to take this thing seriously. At times. At least if I'm doing this part of it. The actual open world stuff, probably not so much. I didn't know they were going to go for realism in the talking train game for children. I wasn't expecting them to go for realism in this. I think some of it's just going to be me getting used to how this slow stopping and everything actually works. And as a kid, all I'd want to do is just go into the open mode and just drive around the whole time, probably. Now, Thomas stops a lot faster, which I guess makes sense because he's a smaller engine. Like I said, I wasn't expecting realism in my talking train game for children. And in. So with him, we're going to need to start slowing down at like 2 miles left. And I haven't found any collectibles yet, so they must only be in the open world portion, which is totally fine. Hopefully that's the last objective of this one, so we can... I want to do a little bit of exploration and just see what it's like. And like, that one's actually a very generous amount of time to stop. Now we gotta go back a full mile. Oh, and if anyone was wondering, this game costs $50. If anyone was wondering. So hopefully this wasn't my second bad purchase in 2 weeks. Now this feels more worthy of that price tag than something like the Paw Patrol games that literally last for 2 hours with no replay value. It's actually a good thing the games are coming out right now when they are, because I just got my mileage compensation check from work for the month of February, so that hit very recently, and it was a shitload of travel needed. So that all hit at just the right time. Thomas, stop! Stop! He wouldn't slow down! I'm holding L2! He wouldn't even slow down! This is not going to be as easy as I thought it would be. He literally would not slow down, and I was holding L2 hard.
Thomas and Gordon.
That's just cruel that they don't give you any sort of way to skip stuff. That's just pure evil.
Who lives at the big station on the island of
That time he literally wouldn't slow down, for some reason.
He has 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy dome.
So he's short and stumpy. Maybe that's why he bullies other
He's a
trains.
fussy little engine too. Always pulling coaches about, getting them ready for the
That's
big engines
crazy,
to take
like...
on long journeys.
That is honestly just crazy for a kid's game. They'd be that punishing.
And when trains arrive at the station, he pulls the empty coaches away so that the big engines can go and rest. Thomas thinks no engine works as hard as he does. He loves playing tricks on them, especially Gordon, the biggest and proudest engine of all. Thomas likes whistling cheekily at him.
Watch Thomas be a dick again.
Wake up, lazy bones. Why don't you work hard like me?
After that, you were thinking of taking a break from Yakuza to play Warhammer Chaos Bane. Never played a Warhammer game.
One morning, Thomas found it hard to wake up. His fire went out, and there wasn't enough steam. It was nearly time for the express.
It's an easy
but
plat,
the coaches
nice.
weren't ready.
No, that's what I'm trying to do, Redox. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, my dad's going to be happy if Chapel Hill gets beat, but that's going to break my best bracket, which is my perfect bracket. Not like I actually expected to have one still, but it'll be nice.
He fussed into the station where Gordon was waiting.
Bad Driver made a video on it. Oh, okay.
You, said Gordon, and bring me my coaches. Hurry yourself, replied Thomas. Yes, said Gordon. I will.
Okay, attempt number 3 at this. They really leave you no margin of error, which is what's really surprising. Again, I was not expecting realism like this in my talking train game. Meant for people a quarter of my age. Why is he taking way longer to slow down now? Seems like sometimes he just takes longer to slow down. It's also weird just having it as being like L2 and R2 always control throttle and brakes instead of just controlling like forward and backwards. Although, like I said, young me would have gone just absolutely nuts with this game. This would have been one I would have had to play day one. It's just going to take getting used to with exactly how long it takes these guys to stop. And I'm still getting awards for moving under the speed limit, which is the funniest part of that. Even if I'm clearly not at times. Alright. Yeah, the other train game I played like crazy when I was a kid, it was that Lionel Train Town 3D Ultra Deluxe or whatever it's called. That game was just... That was my childhood defined on that game. I wish that we could get like a sequel, remake, remaster, anything with that. That game pretty much defined my childhood. Because it was technically more of like almost a puzzle game, because you'd have all these jobs that you had to do where you were like coupling and uncoupling trains and driving them around to different locations to drop off, like pick up and deliver cargo, was sort of the main gameplay loop of it. But it actually got really challenging in some levels. Oh, there goes my bracket. That's unfortunate. Oh well. It was one of the last, like, 538,000 to still be perfect, so I can take pride in that one. I think last year I actually did have one bracket that did pretty well in the end, but most of my other ones didn't. So I guess I just may need to start slowing down when we hit the tunnel. Because I don't know what those markers are. Like, are those the speed that you should be traveling? I'm assuming maybe that's what they are. They're the speed you should be traveling at that point at most. Or maybe that is actually the speed limit marker. That actually could be what it is. Sometimes he does stop really quickly, so... I guess some of it's just having to wait for the switches to go through, or whatever they're called. Gotta make sure that this one doesn't fail me. Okay, we're good. Hey, sweet. We're playing the shockingly realistic game about talking trains. They're playing the shockingly realistic game about talking trains. I guess they weren't lying when they said they used the train sim game engine.
Gordon hadn't forgiven Thomas for waking him up from this nap.
They weren't lying about that part.
The last passenger had climbed on board. He started up so quickly.
They actually decided to make it realistic for whatever reason. And now to begin the torture of Thomas the Tank Engine. So this time we're going to start slowing down at like 2 miles.
Stop! Stop! Come on, keep up, called Gordon.
Today was the last day of Ramadan. Ooh, okay, so you can actually eat on a normal schedule again. Yeah, I think those must be speed limit markers. Just hope we don't get JJ the Jet Plane game. That's the Planes movie, right? That abomination of a film attempt that probably shouldn't be called film. Just gotta make sure you don't overdo it. Yeah, definitely don't go too crazy. I'm still working on getting my Zep bound approved. I've confirmed that the doctor sent in the prescription for it, and that it doesn't need prior authorization from the insurance, which is good. And now I just got to get it to get fully approved. Alright, so once we hit 2 miles, that's when I'm gonna start slowing down this time.
Going faster than he had ever gone before. He was out of breath, and his wheels hurt him. But he had to go on.
I'm surprised we never got a Planes game, because that kind of came in an era where we got a lot of tie-in stuff like that. I mean, we got Cars games, we got multiple of those. Oh, it's a 2000s kids show? Oh, okay. I could have sworn it was from that movie Planes. .2. Alright, I'm gonna start slowing us down.
Stop, please!
Planes with human faces. Yeah, the Planes movie. That was the Cars ripoff. Okay, this time we're going a bit of a more reasonable speed. In reality, these distances are really not that long. 60 miles an hour means a mile a minute. So really, if we just go 30 miles an hour, it just means it takes us 2 minutes to get from objective to objective instead of 1 minute. So that's really not that much of a difference. He pretty much maintains his speed, which is kind of nice. Once you get to a certain speed and you let off the throttle, he starts to maintain it. Hey, filthy casual. Not Planes? Okay, then. I just remember Planes just being a thing and it being just pathetically bad. Alright, let's begin slowing down some more. At this speed, it'll take us just a minute and a half to get there. It was a creepy-ass kids show on PBS. Okay, gotcha. And let me know if the sound is good now, guys, because people were mentioning something was up with it at the very beginning, so let me know if it still sounds good now. He sped back up there, though. Did I accidentally hit the button? Slow it on down to about 20 miles an hour. This time, we're gonna get it. We're just gonna be patient this time. Yep. That is kind of nice, though. He pretty much maintains speed or loses it very, very slowly. If I don't actually keep holding down the button. Surprised it's not a trophy for getting up to like 100 miles an hour or something. You would think that would be a thing. Speaking of not CBS, PBS shows, Cyber Chase has another season coming out, surprisingly. I thought it was done for, but it's getting like a 16th season now. which is insane. Because that shit, that was my show back in the day. One of my favorite show, like, ever as a cartoon. Train driving in this is very intuitive once you get used to the controls. Yeah, but you definitely have to get used to the very slow stopping. Looks like once you get down to about 5 miles an hour, you can pretty much stop on a dime. Perfect.
At last, they stopped at a station. Well, little Thomas, chuckled Gordon, now you know what hard work means, don't you? Thomas was uncoupled, and he felt very silly and exhausted. Poor Thomas puffed slowly away to rest, and had a long, long drink.
There's no water coming out.
After that, he was careful to never be cheeky to Gordon again.
Okay, good. He learned his lesson. He was being kind of a dick. Let's be honest here. He was being kind of a dick. No scheduled time? What does that even mean? Thomas goes fishing. This should be weird. Gordon, the youngest engine on the island and the most pompous blowhard in the roster. Now we going fishing.
Thomas goes fishing.
So the trophies aren't even in order.
When Thomas puffed along his branch line, he always looked forward to something special. The sight of the river. As he rumbled over the bridge, he would see people fishing. Thomas often wanted to stay and watch. One day, Thomas stopped as usual to take on water at the station by the river. Out of order? Bother! I'm thirsty.
Uh-oh.
Never mind, Thomas, said his driver. We'll get some water from the river.
He only adapted a handful of episodes and
They
wrote some
found
new
a
ones for the
bucket
game.
and
Oh,
some
okay.
And went to the bridge.
I mean, there's been a lot of Thomas the Tank Engine products over the years, so... guess I'm not that surprised. This is one of the adaptations. I overshot it a bit. But I wasn't really concerned because there's no thing telling you to stop this time, so... Alright, let's back it up just a bit. Oh, but you do have to be careful with that. Okay, so you can actually run out of space behind you. Uh-oh. Time to actually control our character. Walk to side of bridge. This is a bucket. I don't think one bucket of water is going to do that much for Mr. Thomas the Tank Engine.
That's good, puffed Thomas happily.
It's gonna actually make us do this multiple times. Again, it's a train game trying to have some realism to it, but it's a cartoon. I'm so conflicted on that. I was not expecting any amount of realism in my Thomas the Tank Engine video game. It's much more realistic than trains that talk to each other and are possibly enslaved by Mr. Topham Hatt. I always called him Top Man Hat. Because that's a whole theory with this series, is that they're all just slaves to Mr. Topham Hat. All right. And now we have water. Oh. Shit. Stop. So no, Thomas is going to take longer to stop with 2 cars behind him. Are there any people inside? There's really no one inside, though. It told me to whistle. Theories that they're not actually alive or sentient, but the railway workers treat them like they are, especially when telling stories about their days at work. That actually would make sense. That would make sense, actually. I could see the logic behind that theory. Random farm station. So I guess that's what the open mode is going to be like, where you just sort of pick up and deliver loads and passengers across the island. Which is going to bring me back so heavily to that old Lionel Traintown game. Oh, I bet we're going to pick up passengers now. In the UK, he's called the Fat Controller Man, really. I mean, it's accurate. I'm not going to lie, it's accurate. A lot of these stories were written by a rail fan who used actual events in rail history to make the stories. That's actually really cool, though. Okay, so we were supposed to pick up passengers, but it gave me the go signal, which is why I didn't really slow down. I didn't think I had to, because it was still giving me the go signal for some reason. Alright, that's fine. We can back up and get some passengers. They're going to be mad that their train missed entirely, but that's okay. So it's only giving me, like, back signs. Wait. Wait. Huh? Wait. It didn't punish me for missing the station? But if you miss the station, you can't go back to it? That's kind of weird.
Thomas goes
That's
fishing.
a weird way to fail that scenario. Because usually it gives you a stop symbol if you have to stop somewhere. But it just gave me the go-ahead signal, so I didn't think I had to stop there. Maybe I didn't have to stop there and I could have just kept going and I would have just gotten less points.
He would see people fishing.
That's a possibility that I didn't actually think about.
To stay and watch.
Huh, okay then.
One day, Thomas stopped as usual to take on water at the station by the river.
That's a weird way to punish the player,
Out of
though.
order?
You would think that it would have just had a stop signal.
I'm
Because the other
thirsty.
job did. The other job had tons of stop signals everywhere.
Never mind, Thomas, said his driver. We'll get some water from the river.
There is no way to continue from
They found a
checkpoint.
bucket
There's
and
no
some water
checkpoints.
And went to the bridge.
Yeah, there's no checkpoints. It only lets me restart the mission. Hey, T-Jade? Yeah, there's no checkpoint feature. Unless I'm just missing it somewhere, but I don't see it anywhere. Yeah, no checkpoint feature. This is a shockingly punishing game when it's supposed to be meant for 5-year-olds. You been getting checkpoint options in your playthrough? For some reason, I don't. What console are you on?
That's good. That's good, Puff Thomas.
Because I haven't gotten any checkpoints yet. I have to restart the level. I don't think there are difficulty options, are there? Oh. No, I have realism mode off, so... Well... You're playing on PC? I don't see any difficulty settings. Okay, under HUD, in gameplay... Yeah, I don't see that. If you figure it out, definitely let me know, because I wasn't expecting a Thomas the Tank Engine game to have difficulty settings. But in reality, if I can't platinum a Thomas the Tank Engine game on whatever its hard difficulty is, then I shouldn't be able to consider myself a gamer. I should be getting my gamer card revoked. It's freaking Thomas the Tank Engine. Even if it's built in the Train Sim 3 engine. Yeah, if you figure it out, definitely let me know. But that actually gives me an idea for the title of the next stream. Only real gamers platinum Thomas on hard mode. Or realistic mode, or whatever we're on. That is definitely not what I would have expected, though, to have a hard mode versus an easy mode in a Thomas the Tank Engine game. Under accessibility... So we have subtitles, colorblind mode, default movement, speedometer, crosshair visibility, auto-wide crosshair, lighting effects, HUD type normal, show the score, show current speed. Nah? It's not in here, so... I wonder if it's a PC exclusive thing, actually. Yeah, I wonder if it's a PC exclusive thing. Player accessibility. Ah, so I actually could make this a lot harder if I wanted to. But I'm on beginner! I'm on beginner, I don't get checkpoints! That must be a PC thing, then. Yeah, that must be a PC thing. That's crazy. Do they think that PC players aren't skilled enough to finish Thomas the Tank Engine without checkpoints? That is so weird, man. That is weird. It's gotta be a PC thing, then, because that's so weird. I don't know, maybe at the main menu there will be a difference. Once I finish this story, I'll check the main menu and see. That's crazy. Right, let's start slowing down. Sony done screwed its players again. Possibly. I mean, I didn't know this game existed until like a week ago. It's not that big a deal. I mean, it's a Thomas the Tank Engine game. It's not that hard. I just hate the lack of skipping cutscenes, in all honesty, is the only bad part of it. That's really the only bad part of it. Because I can do no checkpoints just fine, but having to rewatch the cutscenes is the worst part of that. Part of the reason why I haven't done Wolfenstein 2. Is having to rewatch the cutscenes every time I fail on Mayan Lieben is not fun. Unskippable cutscenes. Well, now I know that it might actually legitimately be just a PlayStation thing. But I'll look at the main menu and look at settings there and see. Alright. Everyone get on! I'm trying to unlock doors. There it goes. Is nobody getting on? So there was literally no point of stopping, actually, because no one actually got on. So that whole reset was for nothing. Went to GameStop yesterday, saw they have a PS Vita. 1,000 and a couple of games. Bought it and bought Assassin's Creed Liberation. Super happy to finally own a Vita. Nice, nice! It was crazy. I remember Nick AR's video recently where he didn't actually own one. He was only doing everything on the PS TV. Kind of shocked he never owned one. Because I've had mine for a long time. I got mine factory refurbished in like 2015. Regardless, this game was definitely not designed with 5-year-olds in mind. A 5-year-old could never play this. This is for rail fans, memers, and nostalgic adults. Agreed. It's very punishing for a game that was seemingly meant for kids, but definitely not. Bear in mind the passengers don't always render. Oh, okay. That makes sense then. Yeah, this game was not made with 5-year-olds in mind. Alright, we're coming up on the station. Yeah, as a kid, like, I absolutely would have loved going into the, probably, I assume it's the free play mode of this. That's what I want to check out soon. Makes you love this game even more. Heck yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm just kind of surprised. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be this way. I was expecting it to be a little more forgiving than it is. Now we're loading on some passengers. All aboard! All aboard! Get on the train. Okay, guess you're not getting on. It's too bad for you.
Suddenly, Thomas began to feel a pain in his boiler. Oh dear, groaned Thomas. I think I'm going to burst.
Let me guess, they caught a fish by accident.
I've got such a pain.
That's my guess.
Such a pain.
Not gonna believe it, but yesterday you had someone come to your house to ask about voting for someone in your town as a town supervisor. Apparently said you were a registered Dem. Really? Oh god, they probably, who knows what they did to you. Who knows how screwed up it is in New York. I mean, I'm a registered independent, but... And I occasionally get people coming to my house telling me to vote one way or the other, but it hasn't happened in a while. Bear in mind, free play mode doesn't just let you run your locomotive anywhere. You still have to spawn in the loco and then use the rail map to set a course. Oh, okay. No, 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 no. Stop, 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 stop. That was close. Bad news is they don't have a memory card. Oh, yeah. Well, the memory card shouldn't be too hard to come by. Uncouple.
They stopped just outside the last station, uncoupled Annie and Clarabelle, and ran Thomas, who was still groaning, onto a siding right out of the way.
Okay. Because you lean conservative, gotcha. Yeah, that's weird. Oh yeah, it's the end station. Otherwise the signals will get you. Dang, okay then. Well... I didn't think the game was going to do that. Okay, then. All of that was for nothing. All of that was for nothing. But yeah, is there seriously not a way to access checkpoints? That's insane to me that this game wouldn't have checkpoints. Okay, let's see what happens if we just explore normally. I didn't think it was gonna actually do that. Tidmouth Sheds, Tidmouth Carriage Sidings. Okay, so I guess we're supposed to go right here. There should have been a continue from checkpoint. Yeah, I don't get a continue from checkpoint option, so that's just not something we get on PlayStation. think you bought yours on Amazon. I can't remember where I got mine at. Maybe off of eBay, actually. Yeah, this seems like it was... I assumed it was made for kids, but it clearly isn't. It clearly expects you to actually be half decent at the game. Oh, so that's where we start other scenarios at. Bought your Vita for $200. I can't remember what I bought mine for. It wasn't that much, but it was also back in like 2015. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely more meant for rail fans and memers and adults that can actually play a video game. I will definitely have to make that clear when I write a guide for this. This is a rather unforgiving game. Thomas is for adults that used to be kids. That's true. Very true. Like myself. Oh, this shunt we actually need to do. Because you have to do all the shunts in the game for a trophy. You actually have to do all the shunts in the game for a trophy. If you're even remotely into trains, you're not too old for Thomas. That's fair. Oh, I thought it was going to have me grab this whole group. Oh, that was it? Oh. That was it? Okay, well, that was simple enough. So that's Thomas Goes Fishing. Ah, okay, so we're gonna have to shunt them. Okay, so there's a lot of... There's actually a lot in this game. There's a lot more to this than I was expecting. There's more to this than I thought. Okay, back to Thomas Goes Fishing. It's probably like a multi-step job or something. Alright, let's try this one again. It's probably like a multi-step thing.
Along his branch line, forward to something special. The sight of the river.
Aw, my parents sent me a picture. My doggo was asleep on his doggy bed. First his teeth were showing, now his tongue's coming out. He's a lazy little puppy, but the sweetest puppy in the world.
One day, Thomas stopped as usual.
Michigan
to
won.
take
Okay,
on water at
that's
the
good for
station
me.
by the
Texas
river.
beating BYU. I don't think that was... Oh, great.
Out of order.
If I have any brackets left, I'll be
Bother.
shocked.
I'm thirsty. Never mind.
So it's
Thomas,
probably just a
said his
multi-step
driver.
type of
We'll
thing,
get some
then.
water from the river. They found a bucket and some rope and went to the bridge.
Just imagine this is a big model train set, but virtual, and it's Thomas themed, because why the hell not? I'd love to have a giant set like that, but my house ain't big enough for this. It's barely big enough for the 2 Lego train sets that I have. I need to pick up the new one, because the new one's like... it's like a robbery or something, but it's a lot of pieces, actually. Like a train robbery, but it's a ton of pieces. It's like 1,300 something pieces. It's a better price than even like the Arctic one or the passenger one. And also, Lego Train Track is super expensive.
That's good, puffed Thomas happily.
Yeah, Lego Train Track is super expensive. Unfortunately, for what it is. I need to find a knockoff version of it. Model trains in general are super expensive. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they are. I always just had, like, Brio trains and Thomas the Tank Engine stuff more so than anything else. I never really had any, like, true model trains in that sense. My granddad had, like, a very basic one, I remember. And they still have it, I just don't know where it is in their house. But it was a real simple one. I don't know anything about that one, like gauges or anything like that. We actually have a train museum in the upstate in South Carolina. It's a fairly small one, but it's pretty cool. Ah, we's under the map. We is under the map. We is under the map now. Okay, it fixed itself. Can we go under the map again? Probably, if I tried hard enough. Alright, we are coming in full landing here. I do like the automatic switching thing, though. That does make life a lot easier. Load the passengers. Dad has an antique Lionel train layout that cost over $1,000 to put together. Like as it is now, not including any additions he might have made. The windmill from the opening credits. That's pretty cool, though. Like, it'd be cool to have a bunch of the train stuff as an additional hobby, but I've got enough expensive hobbies as is with Lego. Just had a fried chicken sandwich. Nice. I ate leftovers today. I got a good meal for tomorrow, though. I've got, figured I'd eat something a little bit better tomorrow, so I've got some, sirloin, a potato for baking, and a little side of broccoli, so it should be a pretty good meal. Unfortunately, I didn't have any super small heads of broccoli, so I bought the smallest one I could find, and it was still 82 cents worth of broccoli. I wanted corn, but they didn't have any individual pieces of corn. They didn't have any individual, like, small sets of asparagus either. I'd rather have one of those. Not that big into broccoli compared to, like, corn or asparagus. And then asparagus makes your pee smell really weird. Alright, let's begin slowing down. Everybody on board! Is everybody on board?
Suddenly, Thomas began to feel a pain in his boiler.
Yeah, I assume we caught a fish or something.
Oh dear, groaned Thomas. I think I'm going to burst. I've got such a pain. I've got such a pain.
Start slowing down. We're not failing this one again. This is much better. And perfect.
They stopped just outside the last station, uncoupled Annie and Clarabelle, and ran Thomas, who was still groaning, onto a siding right out of the way.
Alright, this time, let's not crash and die. Alright, we should be good this time. And we're good.
Then, while the guard telephoned for an engine inspector, the driver found a notice with large letters, which he hung on Thomas in front and behind.
Danger, keep away.
Danger, keep away.
Scary thought when a steam engine feels like it's going to burst.
Soon,
It's talking about an
the
actual...
inspector
Yeah, it is.
Tom had arrived.
That's not a good thing.
Cheer up, Thomas, they said. We'll soon put you right.
The driver told them what had happened. So the feed pipe is blocked, said the inspector. I'll just look in the tanks. He climbed up and peered in. Then he came down. Excuse me, sir. Please look in the tank and tell me what you see.
Certainly, Inspector,
Replied Sir Topham Hatt. He clambered up, looked in, and nearly fell off in surprise.
It's a fish, isn't it?
Inspector, he whispered, can you see fish? Gracious goodness me, how did the fish get there, driver? We must have fished them from the river with our bucket, replied
This dude about to get
Thomas's driver.
fired.
Well, Thomas, you and your driver have been fishing. But fish don't suit you. We must get them out. They all took turns fishing in Thomas's tank,
Okay, that's actually pretty
While
funny.
Sir Topham Hatt looked on and told them how to do it. Never mind, Thomas, said Sir Topham Hatt. You will be all right now. There's no need to worry yourself any more. But, he added, I do hope that you and your driver won't go fishing again, as I don't think
Yeah, I
it
think
suits
Thomas
him.
has learned his
Will
lesson.
you? No, sir, said Thomas sadly. Engines shouldn't go fishing. It's too uncomfortable.
Alright. Gives you times. Fun fact, in the original version of the story, the humans made fish and chips out of it. Oh, that's cool, though. That's kind of a cool way for it to end off. It's like, we get free food. Can't complain about free food these days. So yeah, the trophies are not in order at all. So 5 services with each character, and lots of collectibles. I'm gonna have to probably look up the collectibles because I haven't found any yet, unless they're only like in open world, like on foot or something. Hey, Jose? Alright, so I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. We're certainly not done tonight. We got a few more hours to go, but I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick, so I'll be right back. And we will continue on with our shockingly realistic Thomas the Tank Engine game. Alrighty. So that's literally just that job. That's just the tutorial. And that's one we shouldn't do yet. What about this one? Oh, there's a couple there. Okay. This is the one it seems to want us to do right now, so... There's a lot here. Alright, let's do this one. Peep peep, little engines can do big things. This isn't stupid hard, but it's just more complicated than I expected it to be.
Thomas and Bertie.
This is a trophy.
One morning, Thomas was waiting at a junction when a red bus arrived. "Hello," said Thomas. "Who are you?" "I'm Bertie. Who are you?" "I'm Thomas. I run the branch line." "So you're Thomas, eh? I remember now. You got stuck in the snow. I took your passengers and Terence the tractor pulled you out. I've come to help you with your passengers today." "Help me?" said Thomas. "I can go faster than you."
Oh, it's a race!
"You can't," said Bertie.
eBay and those memory cards are not cheap. Really? So they've gone up a lot, I guess?
"I'll race you," said Bertie.
Because they weren't that expensive when I got
Drivers agreed
mine.
to the race
Well, my
going
one.
ahead. "Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go!"
Alright, we racing!
"Come along, come along." "We're coming along, we're coming along."
Oh. Yeah, he's going rather quickly. This might not be an easy race win. Unless the goal is to lose, so we can show that buses can be just as strong as trains or something. Alright, let's start slowing down. I'm getting more used to the controls and such, though. Load the passengers. Y'all gotta get on. You're meant to win? Oh, okay. 16 gigabyte for 20, 32 for 40 bucks, 64 for 75 to 80. That's not that bad, honestly. I thought you were gonna say it was gonna be like over 100 bucks or something like that. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say a more absurd amount. Airplanes! I wonder if we can hijack an airplane. Probably not, but that'd be fun if we could. Oh, there he is, up there. So he's on the road up there. He's moving kind of fast. Hopefully we have a place we can make up some ground at, because I mean I'm holding the throttle as fast as I can. Alright, we're up over 50 miles an hour. That's not too bad. Oh, there he is. We're up ahead of him now. We are ahead now. I think you should pick up a 16 or a 32. I'd say go ahead and get a 32, just in case you decide to play a lot of Vita games. Yeah, just in case you decide to play a whole lot of them, I would say just go ahead and get the bigger size for now. What do I have to wait for here? Apparently not anything. This one's going to be more strict. Alright, we're good. We're coasting on in at 10 miles an hour. All aboard! All aboard! That him? That might be him.
Please, hurry. We need to get back up to speed if we are going to beat Bertie.
I plan to win this. We got a full mile. We can make up some ground here. Yeah, 256. Was there even a 256 that went in the Vita? I don't even know. I think my Switch one is like 64. Whistle. All right, 7/10. We're at a pretty good speed, though. Jump by those memory cards, you can get a micro SD card for way cheaper. Maybe that's what I did then. I don't know, honestly. It's been so long. I gotta slow it down in case it needs me to stop. Maybe it won't, but... Okay. Full speed ahead. Okay, maybe I didn't do that because I never hacked it, so... I guess I didn't do that. I don't see Bertie here. And perfect stop. All aboard! Lock the doors. Full steam ahead. This is not even the last stop, though, because there's another stop after that, so not quite there yet. There he is. We're up ahead again. And he actually had to probably stop there so we could go through, so that's good. There's a lot of people in the train. Okay, so we got a full load of people. And we're about to enter a tunnel. I don't like the tunnels because they make you lose a lot of visibility. Let's make sure we slow down enough. Not sure if you want to hack your Vita. Yeah, you won't get banned for it because PlayStation Profiles hasn't cared about the Vita in forever. Unless you, like, hack trophies or something. They don't care if you hack your console to, like, or that to have more storage and stuff. Okay, speed back up a little bit. We're going a little too slow. Someone joked that Birdie got pulled over speeding, and that's how Thomas gained ground. Oh, okay. That would be lore accurate, I guess. Vita's the black sheep of Sony Systems. Yeah, they don't care about it, sadly. I wish they cared a little bit more about it because I love mine. I've had a lot of fun with mine over the years. Come on, please just give me yep. I don't want to risk the one time that I don't slow down will be the time where I actually do have to slow down severely. Oh, crap. Crap, 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 crap! This is much more punishing than it should be for a children's game.
Thomas and Bertie.
He just chose not to slow down that time the way that he did the other times. I feel like there's maybe a slight bit of randomness when he doesn't always choose to slow down when he probably should slow down a little bit more. God, we were at the very end of the level, too. I did so well that time until the very end.
I run the branch line. So you're Thomas, eh? I remember now. You got stuck in the snow. I took your passengers and Terence the tractor pulled you out. I've come to help you with your passengers today.
Trying to play it safe right now. Spent so much money and the last thing you want is that.
Faster than you. You can't, said Bertie.
Yeah, it's... Hopefully it's just a PlayStation thing. Hopefully the rest of you guys all have checkpoints.
I'll race you, said Bertie.
That's really annoying, having to replay entire missions because you make the last decision badly.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Come along, come along.
I feel like it's a little inconsistent, though, because sometimes I feel like he stops a lot faster, and sometimes I feel like he takes longer to stop, even with, like, a similar number of cars. So I feel like it's at least a little bit on the inconsistent side. We got shafted if I'm not getting a checkpoint. Yeah, we definitely got shafted on that. That's really dumb that we wouldn't have that option. Well, since we're right back at the beginning, I'm just going to speed up to this and see if it... Oh, wait, it's beyond it. Never mind. Yeah, that sucks that we don't get a checkpoint option. That's insane, honestly. It'll probably get added in like a month once I'm already done with the game. I don't know. Once I know what to do, I might try to like speed run the PS4 version of it. It's something I would try. There's a lot of people on board already, so are they just not getting off? It'd be fun if we just get out and steal a plane, though. I don't see Bertie anywhere around here yet. Yeah, I hope they add that in. Like, I hope they actually add that in, because it's not that big a deal, because, I mean, it's a children's game overall. It's not like it's that hard, but it's definitely more punishing than I would expect. Simply because of that. I think it's kind of a silly thing not to have added into the game. Oh, there he is. I'm not going to crash out over a Thomas the Tank Engine game, most likely. But it is just kind of a dumb thing to not have that available. He probably is speeding, actually, for a bus. Because he's going faster than I am, and I'm going 50 miles an hour. He might actually get pulled over for speeding, actually. Okay, we're going to test this a little bit. Yeah, it seems like those always change at the last second. And it doesn't look like your AP actually does anything, because I don't see an upgrade menu or anything like that. So I don't think that actually does anything. I don't think there's any, like, upgrades to purchase. All aboard, or all off. Why do they all look the same? They're all clones. They're all clones in that one area. And there he is. We're well ahead.
Please, hurry. We need to get back.
We're actually doing better this
if we're
time.
going to beat Bertie.
Yeah, I will definitely write a guide for this game, and note that it's oddly punishing for a children's game. The AP is just like the old arcade high school. Okay, that would make sense then. Just as a bragging rights thing for a leaderboard that probably no one in the world actually cares about. But speaking of, well, not really leaderboards, Retro Achievements has just gone live with Wii games. For those who don't know, they just went live with Wii games. Wii games are now officially supported on Retro Achievements, which is super, super exciting. I loved the Wii. I had so many good times with the Wii. Super, super exciting. It was actually so exciting that it actually straight up crashed the website. Yeah, it actually straight up crashed their website, which is crazy. But yeah, Retro Achievements now has Wii games support officially. It's like Mario Galaxy's on there. Wii Sports is on there. A lot of other games are on there. Haven't found any use for them otherwise, gotcha. Wii Sports is brutal, though, because you have to get the Platinum Medal on every game. Which, if anyone's watched Poofesher over the years, you know that that's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Plus, you have to get insanely high scores and, like, get at least 1,000 skill in each game type, which actually, the 1,000 skill probably isn't that bad in comparison to the platinum medals. Yeah, so many games coming out on there that I will play at some point. I probably have to get, like, a USB Wii remote, though, something that'll qualify for that. Because I don't think you can just use, like, a normal controller for Wii games. I think you actually have to use a Wiimote. So you gotta see why your Vita keeps freezing. I don't know why it might be doing that. I hope it's not something wrong with the hardware of it. Okay, all aboard! All aboard! Our train is full. You are not allowed on. Bertie is nowhere to be found. Lock doors? What do you want me to do? Okay, there it goes. That was weird. Oh crap, he's right there. But he's gonna have to stop here because it's a train crossing. Stop and wait again? For what? Okay, thank you. Can't do anything, it keeps freezing. I hope it's not a hardware issue. Because then I don't know what you can do about it unless you want to break it open yourself and try to fix it. Wii games. I don't know if Skylanders has a list yet, but a number of Wii games do. I'm about to sneeze. Me too can get another cheap one. Unfortunately, use all the saves. Yeah. Wait, were you saving everything on the console, but not on like a memory card or something? Oh, I'm not good at fixing stuff either. I was just saying it as a possibility. Alright, this time we're at least going slow enough that we won't break the limit here. That's what, 5,200 feet per hour is 60 miles an hour. That's a mile a minute. I don't know what I'm getting at with that. Gotta run for the night. Hope I enjoy the game. Thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks for giving advice and information on it. That's good to have for sure. And the VOD will be up tomorrow, so anything else that happens will be on VOD. Don't know if it's on your memory card. Oh, gotcha. Skylanders, as far as achievement, has an achievement list. Okay. I don't see Bertie anywhere, which is a good thing. It's more Australian, because I can do a bit of an Australian accent, but none of the other accent. And we won! There we go! Oh, no we didn't. It's not over yet. There's another station. Would assume you need the Skylanders to play it. You might not for an emulated game. I don't know how that works, though. Oh, great, he's right there. We're cutting this one close. We are cutting this race close. Lego Pirates is on there now. A bunch of stuff dropping. There's several Lego games on there. Slow down, Thomas. I'm not resetting this job again tonight. Oh, he's right there. Can I actually still win it? Super close to Platinum and Resistance Burning Skies. Just need the final boss and a grind trophy. Okay, nice. You're getting pretty close then. Alright, we won. We did it. Let's go.
Well done, Thomas, said Bertie. That was fun, but I think we should have another race to see if I can beat you next time.
I'd be down for it if there weren't so many stops along the way. Okay, time for Percy's Troublesome Day, which is a silver... Actually, a lot of them are silver trophies. Yeah, hopefully you can figure out what's wrong with it, Cassie. That sucks. I would not want to buy another Vita just for that. Percy's Troublesome Day, Part 1.
Percy had a busy day ahead and was trying his best not to be late. Mustn't be late today, he said to himself. Sir Topham Hatt is relying on me. Come on, Percy.
Your slave master relies on you, Mr. Slave. You must not be late, slave train. You're all slaves to Mr. Topham Hatt. And we are on Slide 2 on the Vita. Metal Gear 3, you're at the start, so it's okay if you lose that save. And honestly, Sly 2 is probably the easiest of the Sly games in terms of overall skill needed, but it's longer than Sly 1. Okay, we're playing as Percy. Percy. We're absolutely gonna have to, like, explore on foot or something to find the collectibles. Because I haven't found a single one yet. Is that the evil Diesel? Because remember the Diesel trains are considered, like, evil in this universe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we're going well under the speed limit because my train won't go any faster. This is a big multi-part job, so hopefully each part's fairly short, so there's no chance of failing them. It looks like this one's probably only like a two-stopper. But it's given off a little bit of that Lionel Traintown vibes, which is a very good thing, because that game was amazing. I would love to stream that one someday, but there's no way it's ever going to have like an achievement list or anything, but... I suppose if I wanted to, I probably could stream it at some point. It's like, I can get through there's 6 groups of jobs in the game that you have to do, so missions, 6 groups of them. The first 2 groups I can knock out in like 3 hours at most. And then some of the later ones are insane in that game. Some of the later ones take like half an hour plus each and require like actual good mathematical skill. Or looking up a guide in the modern day that we didn't have in the old days. Slide 2 is easier in the sense when you just need to complete the games and get the collectibles in only one episode, yeah. Stop, 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 stop. Get on if you're getting on. If you don't, I really don't care. Get on if you're getting on. I don't get why Percy's having such a bad day, though. He's just a train doing train things. Might get a 16 gigabyte. 32 is too pricey. Isn't it only like 40 bucks, though? And I still think you'd be better off getting a bigger memory card, just that way you won't ever need to get another one, if that makes any sense. Like, get a bigger one the first time so you don't ever have to worry about paying for another one later. I mean, you do you. I mean, do whatever you think is best or what you can afford, for sure. Don't go into debt for a PlayStation Vita memory card. Hey, it's Thomas the Dank Engine on the other track. I was hoping we could cross tracks and I could wreck into him and kill everyone on board. That'd make the game more interesting. Yeah, you can mod it to get, like, all the games for free and shit, I'm pretty sure. As long as you don't mod trophies, no one's gonna care. Yeah, as long as you just mod the games to be on your console, no one's gonna care if you just do that. As long as you don't mod the trophies, you should be fine. Because all the trophy websites care about are the trophies. They don't care how you got the game. Retro Achievement certainly doesn't care how you got your game, because emulators are a very, like, legally dubious thing, so... Emulators are very much a legal gray area, but Retro Achievement certainly doesn't care. In fact, they encourage it and demand that you use emulators. It's the only way to get on the website. So yeah, they don't care as long as you don't actually cheat in any of the trophies or achievements. They don't care how you get the game. Alright, let's begin slowing down. All aboard! All aboard!
Percy arrived at Elsbridge Station and collected his passengers.
Why do they have to wait for Bertie?
Bertie the bus. Where is Bertie? Said Percy impatiently. He's going to make me late.
Yeah, I wouldn't mod the
Just
PS3
then, he heard a
either.
voice calling out.
Money start right now.
Wait!
In all honesty, once again, as long as you just mod the
At
console
last,
itself and
Bertie
don't cheat at any
screeched into
trophies
the
or anything, you
station.
should be fine. Just, I mean, don't tell anyone you did it, I guess, is the other thing.
Where have you been? Asked Percy.
Waited
I've been
ages.
waiting
You waited for
ages
about
you.
30
I
seconds.
thought you were supposed to be the fastest bus on Sodor. Some road repairs were being done, and I had to wait for the workmen to let me pass, explained Bertie.
Likely excuses.
Well, now I'm going to be late, Percy huffed.
Percy's a bitch. Percy's a little
Soon
cuck
as the guard
bitch.
blew his whistle, Percy raced away. He knew he had to make up for lost time.
You're a little cuck bitch, aren't you? You're whining about really stupid things. I need to actually see if you can emulate that Lionel Traintown game. You probably can. I have an actual disc of it, but modern laptops don't have disc players on them at all. So I'd have to use an external one, which I actually do have an external one for CDs and DVDs, but that's more effort. That's a lot more things to plug in. That's a little more effort. But I do have a copy of the game that I got like 10 years ago because we couldn't find my old copy of it. So my parents felt bad, so they got me a new copy of it for Christmas one year.
As Percy rounded the bend, he saw that some cows were blocking the line.
What? That's not good. Can't we just run them over? It's a fucking train. Look, what happens when cow fights train? No, seriously, what happens when cow fights train? Cow loses.
Oh no, moaned Percy.
What happens when
Oh,
cow
I'm
fights
sure
train?
to be
Cow
late.
loses. When truck fights
Move
train,
out of the
truck
way, you
loses.
silly cows.
When trucks fight trains, truck loses. Every single time. Trains will burst through
Looks
just
like
about
we could go and milk
anything.
the cows ourselves, said his fireman.
Need the cab. For what? For what? We got right through them. The game didn't care. We got right through them. Yeah, cow versus train. Cow was going to go splatty splat, and you're going to have a bunch of free steak out of that. Just like if a truck tries to go onto a train track. Truck is going to go boom. Do people not realize how powerful trains actually are? They're very powerful. Yeah, trains are very powerful. Okay, fine. Climb down from the cab. Let's see if we can get this notification to go away. Trains are extremely powerful machines. Okay, can we switch, please? Well, it's too late for that. It's clearly not a requirement. It's clearly not a requirement. The game clearly doesn't care if you actually do that, so let's just keep going. Game clearly does not care if we do that or not. We got a passenger train full of people, so let's get to our next destination. So yeah, the game clearly doesn't care if you do that or not. Oh, we're still well over a mile away. At our rate of speed, that's going to be several minutes to get there. Oh, we're going through a tunnel. I don't like these. Percy is a super slow engine, by the way. It's going to be at least another 2 minutes to the next point. Still a full mile away. At 32 miles an hour means 2 minutes to time. My nose is super, like, stuffy today. I think something's blooming here because we had super nice weather for a couple of days, so I think stuff's blooming. I probably need to start taking Claritin or not Xanax. Well, I probably need to be taking Xanax anyway, but Zyrtec. Claritin or Zyrtec. Xanax probably wouldn't be a bad thing either to have, especially with dealing with our Indian employee. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing to have. Alright, let's stop. You can just slow down more, Percy. Okay, that was almost very bad, but we're okay. Let's slow it down. We're not in a rush on this level, so we might as well just slow it down a little bit. Down to 14 miles an hour. Yeah, we're good. Did the game just glitch? Is that what happened here? Did the game glitch? Is this something that's not my fault and the game just glitched? I think it is. I think we have a game glitch that was not my fault. Wonderful. I love when games break on me. I love when games break on me. Let me guess. I'm assuming I can't go all the way back there. No, I can't. That's so dumb. That's not my fault. That's the game being broken. That's one thing I can't stand is when games are glitched. That is not my fault. That is entirely on the game for letting me progress without doing that. There was nothing I could do. The game is broken. There was nothing I could do there. There's literally nothing I could do there. The game just decided to not work correctly. So, I don't know what I was supposed to do there. I mean, I like this game, don't get me wrong, but stuff like that, there's nothing I can do about that. The game's just broken. There's nothing I can do. If the game lets me continue without doing the objective, I'm going to continue without doing the objective, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Mustn't be late today, he said to himself. Sir Topham Hatt is
Yeah, there's
relying
literally
on
nothing
me.
I can do about that. It's purely just the game being a broken game.
Come on, Percy, said his fireman. Off we go.
This game is a little on the broken side, unfortunately. Drywall Station. This game is unfortunately a little bit on the broken side. That was not my fault. That was purely the game didn't give me a choice. Moving under the speed limit gets you progress towards an award that means nothing. "30 miles an hour seems like a very safe speed to go in this game. Well, the game doesn't screw me like it did last time. Because overall, they maintain the speed that you put them at, to some degree. Alright, let's pick up the passengers again. Hopefully the game is nicer to me this time. Perfect stop. Our passengers are all loaded. There's no one else that's going to fit on this train right now. If we get up to 30, that's a mile every 2 minutes. That's a pretty good rate of speed for most levels, I think. There's Thomas going the other way. I'm coming through. Look out at the train crossing. I'm coming through. Alright, let's hope the game actually works this time. Sheep or horses. No, those are cows. I went home a weird way one day last week because the bridge is out, so I went home kind of a weird way. And there were lots and lots of cows. They're just land hippos, but much more friendly. That's a perfect landing. Load up, passengers. Load up. Percy is not happy today. He's waiting for Bertie the bus.
But he had to wait for Bertie the bus. Where is Bertie? Said Percy impatiently. He's going to make me late. Just then, he heard a voice calling out. Wait! Wait! At last, Bertie screeched into the station.
There's a hot air balloon. I wonder if it's sentient.
Where have you been? Asked Percy. I've been waiting ages for you. I thought you were supposed to be the fastest bus on Sodor. Some road repairs were being done.
Maybe you
I
should
had
have
to
your
wait
mouth
for the
actually
workmen to
move.
let me pass, explained Bertie. Well, now I'm going to be late, Percy huffed.
Quit crying, Percy. It's not that big a deal.
As soon as the guard blew his
Trains are
whistle,
late all the time in this
Percy
country,
raced
so
away.
are flights and
He
bus
knew he
rides
had
and
to
everything
make
else
up
in this
for lost
country.
time.
Then again, you're in the UK, so I don't know how it actually is in the UK. Alright, let's hope the game actually works this time. Hold on, people of Sodor, you will be okay! It's on the balloon. The balloon isn't sentient. Ah, it's not sentient! That'd be funny if it was, though. That actually would be pretty entertaining if it was. Now we're coming up on the cattle.
But then there was trouble. As Percy rounded the bend, he saw that some cows were blocking the line.
Stop at cows.
Oh no, moaned Percy. Now I'm sure to be late. Please move out of the way, you silly cows.
Well, if the cows don't want to move out of the way.
It looks like we'll have to go and move the cows ourselves, said his fireman.
Okay. So last time I was here, the game broke when I didn't do this myself. Touch the cow to make it move. And I want some free steak. Just run them all over so we get like a 10 years worth of free steaks. I want like 10 years worth of free steak.
At last, the cows had been moved.
Just run them over and take all the free steak.
On his way. Hooray, peeped Percy. We can go now.
Yeah, seriously, just run them all over and take all the free steak you get from it. The cows are too stupid to get out of the way of the train. Just run them over and take the steak for yourself. Or the burger meat. If you want hamburgers, take that. Because tomorrow's cut is a sirloin, the one that I bought from the grocery store, which it was a good price. That's the main reason I bought it. Steak, baked potato, a little side of broccoli. Should be a pretty good meal tomorrow. Even though I really don't like broccoli that much compared to other vegetables. Because again, there was no single servings of corn available. There were no single servings of asparagus available. Things that I would like to have with the steak. You know, your parents think eating steak at medium is going to cause an illness. It's most certainly not. Medium rare is probably not going to cause an illness, and rare is also not likely to cause an illness. My parents, like, my dad eats his medium. My mom will eat hers at medium well to medium, which I don't understand. And then my grandparents have to eat theirs at well done. And then they're the people that ask for the steak sauce with it as well, by the way. Which is just offensive to a good steakhouse. Now, if you go to an Outback or Texas Roadhouse or something, I can see that happening. But if you're going to, like, a good steak place, that's offensive. Because that means that you probably shouldn't have ordered a steak in the first place because the animal shouldn't have died for you to eat something that you don't know how to eat. I just go back just a little bit here. I think if it's pink, it's raw. It most certainly is not. Even if it's red, it's not raw, because steak is different from other meats. Steak can be eaten nearly raw because as long as you sear the outside of it where the germs and bacteria are, you can eat the interior mostly just completely raw. Because all the bacteria and stuff that's in it is on the outside on a steak. It's different for a burger. But for a steak... What?! Excuse me?! I didn't fail anything there! That's a lie. That's a lie. That's an actual lie. That's a glitch. That's a bug in the game. I failed nothing there. The game was just like, oh, nope, we're just going to give you a random fail that you didn't actually earn. What the fuck? I did nothing wrong there. That was a glitch.
Sir Topham Hatt is relying on me.
That was a glitch in the game. That was not me. That was a glitch.
Come on, Percy, said his fireman. Off we go.
There was nothing I could do about that. That was a straight up glitch. Because I followed the rules the entire way through, and then the game's just like, nope, we're not going to count it. That's probably how my grandparents think, though. Because they got to get it well done, and then they get steak sauce or ketchup on it or something. It's like, that's not how you're supposed to eat steak. The proper way to eat a steak is medium rare, and the only things that should be on the table are salt and pepper in order to add that if you need it. Good steak places won't need it. At least not for the steak itself. They might need it for some of the sides, but good steak place won't even need salt or pepper. They'll know how to cook a perfect medium rare steak. Rare is fine too, just I don't necessarily like the texture of rare as much as medium rare. The texture gets to me a little bit for rare, so I don't ever order it rare. Medium I can still do though, like I'm not going to be mad about a medium steak because it's pretty close, it's still very good. But anything beyond that I'm not going to eat, not intentionally. But I've eaten a number of medium steaks before, and they're usually okay. As long as they season them correctly, they're usually okay. I waited until the signals were green. The game just, like, bugged out there. That was not on me. That was the game bugging out for some reason. They think if it's well done, it's well done. Like I said, that's how my grandparents are. Like, they gotta get their steaks so heavily cremated that they're basically just ashes. And now, if you get a really good steak chef, you can get a well-done steak that still tastes very good. But most of them, at your Outback, your Longhorn, your Texas Roadhouse, your Applebee's, your Chili's, are not going to be able to cook it that way. Not correctly, at least, because you gotta have some skill to cook a well-done steak and have it still taste decent. I have never intentionally ordered a well-done steak in my life. I mean, like I said before, anywhere to me from medium to rare is fine. Like, medium, rare, and rare are all fine to me. Like, I'll eat it regardless if it's one of those temperatures. I have an uncle and a cousin that will only eat their beef, like, rare to beyond rare, like blue, as it's called sometimes. So, extremely, extremely rare. And the taste is great. Don't get me wrong, the taste on, like, a rare steak is really good. It's just, I don't like the texture of it. Something about the texture kind of throws me off. And just the color of it kind of throws me off a little bit with those. It has to be super high in fat. Oh. Well, really the main steaks that are high in fat are really just ribeyes, honestly. And I don't really eat ribeyes. Like, ribeyes are high in fat. New York strips have a good bit of fat on them usually, but those are about the only ones I can think of that have a lot of fat on them. Because I usually eat sirloin, because sirloin, for one, is actually pretty cheap by steak standards. Sirloin's probably one of the cheapest cuts that's like a normal, common cut. And it's very lean, so you're not getting a lot of fat on it. So yeah, sirloin's good because it is cheap. The girl, you're like a well-done steak. I'd Cal, she'd take it. I would hope that she would tell you to fuck off in the instant. In all honesty, I would hope that she would tell you to just fuck off if you like a well-done steak. If she says she likes a well-done steak, she's not a good girlfriend. If you're into well-done steak, I'd rather you just be a vegan. That way you don't waste meat for people that like to actually eat it. If you like well-done steak, you should just become a vegan instead, because you don't deserve to eat actual meat. Go eat bugs and vegetables. Leave the actual meat for people that actually know how to appreciate it. Because in Japan, it was like... We got steaks a few times over in Japan. Like teppanyaki, Wagyu beef, stuff like that. So yeah, we got steak over there a few times. And it was never cooked different from medium rare over there. Wagyu beef is not supposed to be cooked more than medium rare. In fact, Wagyu is perfectly acceptable rare. I prefer it medium rare for the texture, but Wagyu is perfectly acceptable medium rare. Or rare, I mean, and medium rare. It shouldn't be cooked more than medium rare.
He heard a voice calling out.
So I freaking loved it. My parents were not as big of fans of it because they don't like medium rare beef.
At last, Bertie screeched into the station.
Yeah, Wagyu steak cooked medium rare is about the best thing you can possibly eat.
Where have you been? Asked Percy.
So fucking good over there.
I thought you were supposed to be the fastest bus
Some of the best steak I've ever had in my life over there.
Some road repairs were being done, and I had to wait for the workmen to
let's
let me
see,
pass.
finish Days Gone a week ago. Days Gone, okay, Master Kratos.
Well, now I'm
Definitely one
going
of
to be
your
late,
least favorite
Percy
Sony
hoped.
games, really? You really didn't like it? I feel like that's a game that a
Soon
lot
as
of
the
people
guard
really
blew his
like and
whistle,
really want a
Percy
sequel
raced
to
away.
that we never
He knew he
got.
had to make up for
I feel like a
lost
lot
time.
of people really like that game. I mean, to each their own, but I feel like a lot of people really like and praise that game. For sure on that? Okay, good, yeah. Yeah, if she eats it well done, she's not getting the second date. Because she doesn't know what meat is supposed to taste like. I'd rather her be a vegan, to where she's not expecting meat to taste good, than to eat meat well done. Well done meat is a travesty to the animal that died to produce it, in my opinion. No meat should be well done. Now, to be fair, there are some meats like chicken that need to be medium well, for sure. They shouldn't have any major amounts of color in them because they will give you
But then there was
salmonella or
trouble.
something.
As Percy rounded the bend, he saw that some cows were blocking the line.
But red meats especially need to be medium rare or rare. Or medium at worst. The one I cook tomorrow, hopefully, now that I've got my grill with a new tank of propane on it, I should be able to get the cooking time perfect. Because I was kind of juggling with a nearly empty propane tank for a while to where it was a little questionable, to where I would overcook or undercook certain things. But again, steak is one of those things you can eat damn near raw.
No, I'm sure to be late.
No chicken needs to be cooked to the point it burns.
Please,
Yeah, it
Mr. Way,
doesn't.
you
Like, it
silly
needs to be
cows.
thoroughly cooked, for sure, compared to beef. But it doesn't need to be cooked to the point at which you can't taste it anymore. It doesn't need to be cooked to leather.
It looks like we'll have to go and
Get
milk
most of the
cows
color out of it, but
ourselves,
don't
said
turn it
his
to
father.
leather. I tried cooking in the air fryer once, and the taste and all was great. The seasoning on it that I had, the marinade that I had on it was great. The only problem was I cooked it a little too long, which was more on me for not really knowing how to use an air fryer at the time. So I cooked it a little bit too long, so it was
The cows had been
not that good, but if I actually cooked it for the correct amount of time, it would have been great. But I'll cook the steak tomorrow on the grill, where it's easier to control and honestly I think better. Like, I think that the grill is the absolute best option for meat. I think the grill is definitely the best possible option for meats. It's great for steaks, it's great for burgers, it's great for chicken, it's great for certain, like, vegetables, if you cook them in a vegetable pan or something. I don't know about pork, because I've never tried to cook pork on a grill, because I don't really care to do so. And it's all going to be so weird, because once I get on the GLP-1, I'm not going to be able to eat that much anymore, which is going to be super fucking weird. Won't be able to eat as much, won't be able to drink that much in terms of alcohol. If I was into weed and all that kind of stuff, I wouldn't be able to do it anymore, because it, like, messes with your mind to make you not want to consume any of it. It's going to be weird, but it's going to be good for me when it eventually gets approved. I'm going to get it approved. I'll find a way. If I have to not quite go full Luigi, but like half Luigi on them, I will do so. I'm not going full Luigi on them for not approving it, but there are people out there that probably would. The story was alright, but it was just okay. The ending really opened up a sequel that we never got. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Because, yeah, we never got a sequel, and it sucks that we never got a sequel. It was one that people wanted a sequel to that got canceled. Here's a comparison I recently told my coworkers. Eating a well-done steak is like fucking Bonnie Blue. I don't know why I made that up. But, like, eating a well-done steak is like fucking Bonnie Blue. It's technically there, but it's going to be absolutely nasty. Which, that woman is apparently pregnant, even though I'm pretty sure she's transgender. And people have joked about that she might actually be transgender. Which means she can't be pregnant. I don't know why I made that joke. Today I taught one of my coworkers that the phrase spitters are quitters. One of my coworkers did not know that. She's the one that has 6 children now. So, I guess actually, unironically, it makes sense that she wouldn't know that spitting is quitting because she has 6 fucking children. 6 fucking crotch goblins over the years. So I guess maybe it makes sense that she doesn't know that spitting is quitting. I don't know, I have very strange conversations with my coworkers. I still say, like, I have one coworker, she would be amazing on streams, like, so freaking hilarious. She'd be amazing on stream. She'd be an amazing guest star to have on here because she's so funny. with just like off the wall random ass shit that she says and being a super innocent person. But at the same time, I keep telling her, like, I think you'd be great at streaming, but I know you'd get canceled within 2 weeks because you'd say something extremely off that isn't allowed to be said on YouTube or Twitch. She's hilarious, though. She's the one that didn't know that men had nipples until, like, 2 years ago. Male animals, men in general. She apparently didn't know that, which was an interesting conversation. But she knew what the spitter or quitter thing was, and the older coworker that has 6 fucking children didn't know that one. I don't know. People I work with can be weird sometimes. The healthcare field is fucking weird. We're just gonna say that. It's all healthcare. It's a weird fucking field at times. I don't know. Which I'm actually surprised that she knew what that phrase was and the other one didn't, because she's so innocent with things. Which, it's fucking ironic because, like, she's super innocent on a lot of topics, but at the same time she got knocked up at 17. And was, like, the daughter of a pastor. So I don't really know how she's that innocent. And it's really, really funny. We have to explain facts of life to her. It's really, really funny. Like, I was super innocent up until I was, like, 18 or 19. I thought oral sex was talking to people in a weird way until I was, like, 16. I've talked about that before. I thought that's what that was until I was, like, 16 or 17 years old. I also hit puberty a little bit later than a lot of guys. I hit it like 14 to 15 instead of like 12 to 13. And still grew into my like 19 to 20. So that was a little bit weird. So from that, wish you have 5 trophies left. Doing Modern Warfare 2019. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, that's like a 10-hour platinum. That's 10 to 15 hours at most. That's a pretty easy one overall. Brando was pissed off at my guide for that game because he was like, there's no fucking way this is a 3 out of 10 difficulty. And okay, fair. Maybe it could be a 4 out of 10, but it's not above a 4 out of 10. It's not that hard of a game. 4 out of 10 I could understand, but anything above that I would not agree with because it's such a simple list overall. The Spec Ops isn't even included as part of the Platinum. Spec Ops is DLC. How did she not know that? I honestly don't know, man. I really fucking don't. Women are weird. Cassie, no offense if you're still in the chat, but women can be very weird at times and really just not make any sense. And you guys remember the crazy narcissistic drug addict that I dated at one point? Women can be weird. Okay, we got it. Perfect timing. Perfect delivery.
Station. He saw that
yeah, 4 out of 10. I could see it being a 4 out of 10, but nothing above that. And to me, it was a 3 out of 10 because I've played much harder shooter games than that. And the Killzone games are all harder than that, except maybe Killzone Liberation and Killzone 1. Actually, Killzone Liberation, I would say, is potentially easier because it's a Vita game that has the rewind feature to it. But all the other ones are not any easier than that.
And he wants you to collect some trucks from the quarry. Okay, Puff Percy. We'll go right away.
Oh, great, there's something flying around in my room. I just saw it fly by me. Tiny little bug. Yeah, definitely not above a 4 out of 10. I can understand you putting it a 4 out of 10, but nothing above that. The DLC at absolute most is a 5 out of 10. And that's if you really have no idea what you're doing when playing the game. It's not above that, and I would still say it's a 4 out of 10 for the DLC. I will say the big thing with the Platinum is there's like 2 hard trophies in that game. There's the one where you have to beat the game on Veteran, which has like 2 hard missions. And there's one where you have to get through that one mission without alerting anyone. There's a couple of... Actually, no, there's like 2 trophies where you have to like get through a mission without alerting anyone.
Look who's here.
I can understand those being a little problematic.
Green
Let's say Advanced
caterpillar
Warfare is
with
better
red
in...
stripes.
Yeah, Advanced Warfare is probably the easiest Veteran, but I still think Modern
please
Warfare
do be
2019 is an
quiet,
easier
Percy
Platinum.
said sternly.
And
I
honestly,
don't have
COD
time for
4
your chit
Remastered and
today.
Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered are easier because they have veteran
We'll
glitches
show
to
him
them,
some tricks.
to where you don't actually have to beat the games on veteran. Let's see his reaction. Most of the campaigns on veteran are 4 out of 10, World at War is a 7 out of 10. And it's funny because, like, World at War, I wrote the guide for it and have it as an 8 out of 10. And it feels like more and more people are saying that it probably should be like a 7 out of 10. I will keep it as an 8 out of 10 because people get really, really pissed off if a game is harder than they list it as in a guide, so I would rather the game be listed as an 8 out of 10 and only be a 7 out of 10. Because people are going to be like, hey, I didn't find this to be as hard as you said it was. That's great. That's not a problem. I would rather them say that it's not as hard as they expected than complaining about it being way too hard, if that makes any sense. I'd rather overrate a game's difficulty than underrate it. Because if you overrate it, they're going to feel good about completing it, and they're not going to be mad at you for rating it what you did. They might just come in and say, hey, I felt this was 1 point lower. If you rate it low instead of high, then people will get very pissed off at you for saying it was that you're an idiot, or that you must be like a god at the game, or you cheated, or whatnot. People can be weird on there. Yeah, most of the campaigns in that franchise are not insanely hard. Advanced Warfare is one of the easiest. Ghosts is pretty easy. Infinite Warfare actually is not that hard on Veteran. It's because it has a higher difficulty. Infinite Warfare has a YOLO mode, a permadeath mode, for those who don't know about it. I would say the hardest one's World at War is hard. COD Classic is the hardest that I've done. Not necessarily the hardest in the franchise, but it's the hardest I've done. Yeah, COD Classic is the hardest one that I've done. Wait for a moment. Yeah, Classic's the hardest I've done. COD 2 is supposedly harder, though. One's the only COD game you haven't done legit. Certainly Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, you did it with the glitch, but did it legit on the PS3. That's where it was harder, honestly, so that's fair. I mean, with Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, the only level where I did that on was the safe house level, the one that you have to protect the safe house. I did use the glitch for that in Modern Warfare 2, but Modern Warfare 1, COD 1, or Call of Duty 4, I did not use the glitch at all, and I did Mile High Club and everything else legit, which I'm very proud of. So yeah, I did that full game legitimately. Went a little too far there, didn't I? There's no semaphores here that are calling me out, so... World War II is definitely one of the harder ones. Yeah, health doesn't regenerate, but the game honestly isn't that hard for the most part. It's got a few tough sections, but it's not that bad.
thing for you is that you don't find a game to be as difficult as long as it doesn't take you an absurd amount of time.
And that's fair. Like, a lot of people will equate time with difficulty, even though they are technically two different things. In a lot of cases, I would rather have a really long game than a really insanely hard game. Uh-oh, he's about to eat Percy's butthole! He enjoys the Percy butthole. He enjoys eating Percy's butthole. And you on PS3 didn't find Veteran that hard. I definitely found it to have some challenges, but it was mostly just like that one mission that I mentioned previously, the one when you're in the cabin defending it, and like 2 other missions. And then that version, you of course had to do all of the Spec Ops stuff. Which added several points of difficulty in certain ways, because some of that Spec Ops stuff was actually pretty challenging. I am holding the brake, it's not working. Okay, I was holding the brake, it didn't work. I would love to know why it didn't work. I was holding the brake. Come on, game, I was holding the damn brake. If we beat this level, that's going to be it for tonight, though. Because this game does not like me so far. We should beat this one tonight, I'm not worried about that, but we're definitely not finishing the Platinum tonight, that's for sure. That was horrible. I mean, I loved Spec Ops back in the day. Me and the guys that I was friends with in middle school, we would play the shit out of that mode back in middle school. That and, like, because back in the day, like, we didn't really play World at War that much, but we all heavily played Modern Warfare 2. We all heavily played Black Ops 1 were the 2 that we played the most.
Oh, please,
Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2 we played less, but we mostly played Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1 were the 2 big things that we played back in the day. And we played the shit out of those games, man. And Modern Warfare 3 is probably the COD game that I've made among the most videos of any game. For Call of Duty-wise, at least. Because I made a lot of videos of that game back in the day. MW3 Spec Ops was easier, yeah.
Found loose ends to be a little easier. I think you just killed them from the DSM and one died on twice from the helicopter.
Oh, so yeah, that was the mission that I struggled on. So you found a better strategy for it than I did. I did it legitimately on the PS3. I did everything legitimately on the PS3 because there was no knowledge of a bug that would allow you to skip stuff on the PS3 version. So yeah, I did it all legitimately on the PS3, but the PS4, loose ends, I did use the exploit for because that mission caused me a lot of problems on the PS3. And the ability to make it easier, so be it. But given the fact that I finished Mile High Club on Veteran without any sort of glitch or cheat or anything like that, I'm still very proud of. Mile High Club is still one of the absolute hardest Call of Duty missions ever made, so... Wait for a moment. And back up. Yeah, Mile High Club is still one of my proudest achievements in gaming. Because I did it fully legitimately, no glitches, no exploits, no nothing. I did it only as myself. So Percy slows faster, or slower, than Thomas does, I'm seeing. He seems to go a little bit faster, but he slows with less slower. Alright, let's slow down. Oh, overshot it by a little bit.
You might be doing Mile High Club. You've done harder stuff than that. No reason to do it. Fair enough. You've done Wolfenstein 2 on Mein Leben, so you get kind of a pass on that. Parts where you were the Favela, Whiskey Hotel, and when you're... Jason Shepard was a problem. Favela, it fucking sucks. I will agree with that. Whiskey Hotel didn't give me any problems, though, from what I remember. Those missions didn't really give me any issues on Veteran, in all honesty. But the other two I will fully agree with. Is that a caboose? For a second I thought it was a caboose. Those were a thing that once existed. We have several of them around us back home in North Carolina that are just like available to explorers, like museum pieces almost. They're pretty neat. I mean, again, I was obsessed with trains as a children, so... Alright, let's start slow and early so we don't fail this one again. What? What? No, slow down! Come on! That's ridiculous. There's no fail for that. That's ridiculous. That's not my fault. That's because the game doesn't give you a fail option when it should. It should be showing that you will fail if you go too far. Every other mission like this does so. This one does not for some reason. If I'm going to fail for going too far, fucking tell me, developers. That's not asking for a lot. That's asking for basic common decency. Okay, fine. We're going to get it this time, and that's going to be the last mission of tonight.
Oh, look who's here.
Admittedly, this game is a lot harder than it ever should have been.
Oh, please do be quiet.
It's a lot more complicated than it ever should have been, in all honesty.
Tricks today.
It just pulls bullshit like that out of its ass that makes no sense. Consider Cold War harder platinum. No, Cold War is easier than World at War overall. Cold War to me really wasn't that hard. Had a couple of harder objectives to it, but it wasn't that hard. Speaking of which, Cold War is now 1.75 platinum. That's crazy. Okay. Switch to the reverse. Thank you. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, that's not even my fault. The game's not giving me an option. It's just like, oh, if you somehow manage to overshoot this, you fail immediately. Maybe you could tell me that, like, a kilometer out or half a kilometer out or whatever. You could do that, but you refuse to do so. These missions are not long either. These story missions are short. It's just you fail them so damn easily because the game is not very nice about, like, being handholdy at all. Wolf 2 is a 1.62, which is just insane to me. That it's that common now. Like, I get that it's the easiest 10 out of 10 there is, but still. Okay, so Percy definitely slows slower than Thomas does. I'm seeing that here. He definitely slows slower than Thomas does. He definitely does things slower than Thomas does, unfortunately.
Same here. So what the mission was like on Veteran, only use the exploit. And he, if you remember correctly, that's when you were chased by the helicopter.
Yeah, I remember Heat. Slow down, slow down. I'm gonna have good guide tips for this game, that's for sure. How stupid some of this is. Soon Cold War will be even rarer. And it's still insane to me that Black Ops 2 is now my rarest platinum, like, by far. Over Far Cry 2. And, like, yeah, Far Cry 2 really is not that hard of a game. But it's so grindy in comparison to Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 is not that level of grindy. Okay, definitely turn on these options to do the auto shunting. Okay, so this time I have to slow down pretty early on. I'd honestly rather just drive at 20 miles an hour and just hope for the best at this point. You know what, let's just do that. Because this has caused me way too many problems so far, so let's just go at a slow rate of speed. Let's just go to very slow speed.
Black Ops 2 is actually the rarest platinum for the most played games on PS profiles.
That makes sense then, yeah.
Super Meat Boy's 0.52.
Well, yeah, it's of course rare, but that's not a game I'm gonna play anytime soon. If ever. That's the kind of game that's gonna piss me off really badly. Okay, let's slow the train down. And what's going to come next after this? That was perfect. Go to location. Can I actually stop in time for it? Is the big question.
On, faster, faster.
That's what she said.
No, no, stop pushing.
That's what she also might have said. So I feel like with this game, if you just choose to drive slowly, you'd have no problem finishing every mission, but it would just take forever. I'm holding the fucking brake! The brake is not doing anything! The brake doesn't work! What is this? The brake doesn't work! I'm holding L2! The brake doesn't work! I better not fail this mission due to a fucking bug in the game. That's gonna piss me off. I am literally holding L2 as strongly as you can hold it. He's not slowing down. What am I supposed to do? That's not even my fault. That's a fucking bug. I was holding L2 as hard as possible. The game's like, nope, we're not gonna fucking count that. Okay, that's not fair. That is not fair. I was holding L2 as hard as you could possibly hold it, and the game's just like, nope, we're not going to even count it. We're not even going to track it. Wonderful. Alright, that's it for tonight. I'll be back on either this or Coin Game tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming Saturday or not yet. We're going to have to see. There's a possibility I'm going to be with my FWB that night, so we'll see. But at minimum, tomorrow and Sunday, we're definitely streaming. Possibly Saturday, but we'll have to see. So I'll see you guys back here tomorrow.